the sun comes up, before the world gets loud. Mo's got a diet pop, her thoughts unbound. From Sharnado facts to conspiracy flair, aliens, ghosts, and bad 80s hair. It's Musings with Mo, you never quite know where the words will wander or how deep they'll go. Unfiltered, unscripted, wild in the brain. It's chaos and comfort, nothing quite the same. It's Musings with Mo, she's on a roll, serving big thoughts with a side of soul. One part snark, two parts strange delight, streaming live from the edge of night. It's Musings with Mo.
Hey, you guys, it's Mo. Well, Mr. Mo has not been home with the kiddos for a long, long time, and he is discovering the joys of unintentional science projects. Cups that have been growing life-saving penicillin or mold or botulism, just shoved in places. He decided this week he was gonna, retouch up paint in all the kiddos' rooms, since he took down paneling, put up drywall. And, because they're kids' rooms, they have, well, dinged and dotted them a little bit. So he was on a mission. And I was like, that's not a good idea. But I was like, okay, well, so he gave the boys 3 days. And I do mean 3 full days, like Saturday, Sunday, and Monday into Tuesday, to get their rooms completely clean for yesterday when he was going to be painting. And clearly delineated, hey, dishes, food, wrappers, candy, whatever, don't go in your room. The same rules we've had since time immemorial. Like Aslan said, don't talk to me of the deep lore. I was there when it was written upon the stones. I was there when this was written upon the stones. If you can believe it, it's been like a constant rule that is never followed because, well, let's just say my kids are not cunning wrapper hiders or even cunning throwawayers of the things that they do wrong. I cannot tell you that I might save, like when they get their first house, I might save the wrappers from a full month of, snackiness and put them delicately in their couch cushions when I'm there. The thought has crossed my mind. Now, I have been in the trenches of this momhood, kids are grossness for years. If y'all remember the Playtex liner bottles, those were my favorite thing. They were like $5, and if one was corroded beyond, like you find that one mystery bottle that's been stinking up your minivan under the seat, I would throw them away. Like just pitch. I love those things. Those were the best things. I don't even know if they're still there. They probably have new Dr. Brown 27 pieces you have to sterilize. Look, Playtex with the liners were just great. I loved them. They were the bestest thing. Back to the original story. So Mr. Mo goes up to middle son's room, and I don't see him for like 3 hours. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's painting. And look, I am a paint chaos. There was one time in my life, look, Mr. Mo used to be a professional painter, and I'm more of a chaos demon with a roller. So he has kindly asked me to never paint again. But one time, it was right before Thanksgiving, and we were hosting, and I wanted our guest bathroom to not look like, well, Golden Harvest. This house is state-of-the-art circa 1971, so we had a lot of Golden Harvest and paneling. So I got a really nice color. I cut everything in. I taped things off, y'all. Now, normally I don't do that because I figure you can just take a washcloth and wipe it up, but I did this. I did, like, there were no drips, y'all. I was beyond proud of myself. Now, I know you're all are going to be shocked, but youngest, most feral features in this story. Now, I'd done the touch-ups, and I was waiting for Mr. Mo to come look at it, and kind of in our house, if we're not quite done with a painting project, if you got the roller, you can seal it up in a plastic bag or put, cling wrap over it. I used a plastic bag, and I put it up on top of the refrigerator, not thinking anything of it because youngest, most feral was, well, much shorter then. But what I forgot was that youngest most feral was in touch with his dark side powers. So he pushed a chair, and I am over here bragging on the phone like, Mr. Mo, you are going to be so proud of me. You are going to see this bathroom. It is beautiful. I did not make a drop. Now, youngest most feral proceeds to take said roller and go over every white door upstairs and downstairs and put a little green stripe on it. Yep, that's the last time I painted. I refuse to try it again. Look, I did my best in youngest most feral, and I was just at the point where I was like, I'm done. Nope, I'm okay. You know what? We'll just tell everyone. I was like, who's a green sports ball team? Some just tell them we're all fans. I'm done. The Mighty Ducks. There we go. So, and my mom looked at me like, did you just not watch your children? I was like, no, mom, I was gonna let him play with lawn darts next. Anywho, Mr. Mo has been gone, back to the current story in progress with the, unintentional science projects. So, Mr. Mo has been gone for hours, and then he's like, could you come up here? And this is right about the time that Hagatha the Leg has fully given me her like I'm out of here, double deuces. She has quit without notice. So I am slowly marching up the stairs, right leg, right leg, right leg. And Mr. Mo, everything from middle son's room is in the hallway. And Mr. Mo is like, your child is a slob. He's like, I don't even know what I have scraped off the floor. And he is going to be, scrubbing these walls down. I don't even know what is up here. And I was like, yeah, this is. I was like, look, sweetie, I'm sorry. I didn't tell you this. But I was kind of a slob kid too. So, yeah, look, this is payback for me. This is definitely a me thing. And I'm sorry that I can't do this. So, youngest, or well, middle son was, scrubbing stuff, and he's like, am I Amish now? Because he lost his tablet for so for however many dishes were still left in after his three, chances to get them all out, he loses his pad for a day. So it's not like we're sending him to a gulag, but he's like, I'm Amish now. And I was like, why didn't you just take the dishes downstairs? And he's like, I was going to. I was like, when the penicillin slash, botulism became sentient and went to school? Now I realize where my kids get their sarcasm from. Because he's like, no. He's like, tomorrow. And of course, youngest most feral being the pesky younger brother who just can't, was all night. We had to get onto him because those two are like oil and water. I keep just, I'm finally to the point where tensions from those two, I'm like, just be nice to him. You might need a kidney. That has, in fact, come out of my mouth. Look, parenting is a full contact sport, y'all. And some days you're just like, you got to speak the truth. Like, hey, you got to be nice to him. Like, he's genetically compatible with you, and what if you need a kidney? Okay. So that's kind of where we were. But youngest most feral was like yelling out, "Oh, I'm grinding on this game. Oh no, they're gonna have a new uh, merch or gizmo drop. I don't know." Anyway, he was bothering middle child who was stuck being Amish. So it was a fun filled day for all of us. Because, I mean, who doesn't need, sentient botulism, a husband who has smells like Mr. Clean? I'd never been more attracted to him. And a big old bottle of Fabuloso. Now, I will say that I have converted from Mr. Clean to Fabuloso. That stuff smells aggressively. And I don't mean it smells bad, but it's just got a stronger fragrance. And if you have school aged boys who seem to not understand that a shower includes soap and water and not just standing in the bathroom, I have not figured out yet why they're afraid of taking showers or just don't want to. I don't know. I'm sure that's a mystery for Carmen Sandiego and Nancy Drew. But look, the stronger smells work for me now. I mean, they make me a little nauseated, but it also makes the house not smell like, well, science experiments, preteen boys, girls' products everywhere, just like their hairspray. And it is a chaotic, circus of scents in my house. I try to keep it smelling good, and my kids work against me. But, it is what it is. It's all a part of having a big family and kids. And I kind of want to give Mr. Mo like a nice dinner because he has never dealt with this kind of chaos before. He kind of is like, did you do this all the time when you were at home? And I was like, well, when I was functional, yeah, that's kind of what happened all the time. So he is learning that being Miss Mom or Mr. Mom isn't always as glamorous. I am glad that he gets to share more in because I was always the heavy when he was at work, or I mean, not that he wouldn't help discipline, but in the right in the moment thing, like if I saw them getting in trouble or things like that, I'd be the one that was like, "Time out! You lost your stuff. You have to do this." And now Mr. Mo understands why sometimes he would come home of a night when I had three little boys under 4 years old, and I looked like my soul had been sucked out of my eyeballs. He gets that now. I used to have a rule, not that I ever did it, but I contemplated it often, that it was the FFS rule. So if I had to, under my breath or mentally say, for fuck's sake, more than 10 times, I was allowed to take that night off and go get a drink. Now, I never really did it, but I would like say, look, I'm done for the day. I'm gonna need like a bath and in an hour. And Mr. Goodmill was pretty good about, getting that to happen. So, but yeah. So, moms out there, if you are in the state of sentient science projects and, making your kids turn Amish, take a hot bath, a hot shower, let someone else deal with them, or put yourself in timeout if you're alone and say, hey, I'm gonna have an attitude with you right now, so I'm taking myself to my room for an hour until I can address this. I would suggest if you would like nice, calm, rational mommy to make an appearance, you best be cleaning your room. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Welcome to the real life of momness and moness, which is, again, it's a wonderful, chaotic ball of crazy. And I love it. Wouldn't trade my life for anything. Okay. Oh, well, that is my alarm to get kiddos up. I was a little late today. So, as I said, wouldn't change anything. But, okay, I would take a week cruise. I'm I mean, I wouldn't trade it. I'd come back. Anywho, so I hope this has been a warning and a fun trip down memory lane if you don't have little kiddos anymore, or at least a cautionary tale on what to expect if you do. I will see you on with Mornings with Mo. And you guys, I have gotten access. Jedi Jess is amazing. We have Sarah Boone's family case, and I will be starting that probably next week. I am so on other news, EKG came back normal. So it must have just been that I was anxious getting the infusions. And you guys know I don't like getting IVs. So that was probably a lot of it. But I am going to be getting a water bottle that's going to encourage me to drink more water because I am terrible. I am terrible, just terrible. But give you guys that news. And thank you for all of your encouragement. And I will be on with Mornings with Mo. And we will see if Megan's going to be on. She did not know, so we will see there. But yay. And I'm taking Mr. Mo out for lunch because I think he's a little traumatized. Bye, you guys.